Hello and welcome to a new episode of Dyson Sphere Program. I'm I'm Lord Stan, and we're looking at continuing our build and getting our proliferation actually fully up and working. But before we get into that, we're going to welcome two members of my team that are now my editors. We've got the Exposition Wagon, and Pipfruit, who have joined us and are doing probably a far better job at editing than I am. They actually joined a few episodes ago, and me being the numbskull that I am sometimes, I completely forgot to mention them in the last few episodes. That was entirely my fault, but that has now been rectified. Now, so give a warm welcome to those two as we continue on our journey into making these videos for you to watch. So, we left off having just finished the building of the uh, proliferation system over here. Now we need to get it to everywhere that it needs to go. That apparently got left there. That's not needed. So we're going to look at getting all this moved to actually coming over here. So we were actually on our way to build spray coaters. And at this point, it will be a good thing to get a lot of the stuff that we need actually automated. And we also need to get our coal back on the other planet, our home planet, starting planet, whatever you want to call it, and increase our production of coal because we don't have enough. We need all of the coal, just all of it. As much as we can get our hands on, we need it. So that's where we're at. So that's what we're going to look at trying to get done today or in the next couple of episodes. That's what we're going to be looking at and go from there. I did go through, I was on here a little bit earlier and I fixed a couple of things in regards to the, first of all, the game didn't properly save, and so I had to go to one of the quick saves. So I had to refix the micro component line, so that was actually replaced. You can see I upgraded the copper line to expedite the process of this being made, because otherwise we weren't making enough fast enough, if that makes any sense. We'll start really upgrading everything here in the next couple of episodes, but for now this is a decent stopgap, at least for the time being. The other thing I was doing is I did some design work. I was trying to get a kind of a one build all for all of the stuff that we were doing and going to need, and this is the design I came up with. So this one, as you can see, the spray coaters, which is what we needed, which we were going to build in the last episode and we just didn't, need 4 items to complete. And rather than coming in and building it myself in my replicator, which I could have done, I figured it would behoove us to just get that automated. So I designed a separate system. Do we need 2 of them? Technically, no. But as we need things, having 2 of these will actually replicate faster, and there's a few items that we do want 2 of them, so I just use 2 of them as a basis. If you decide to copy this design, this basic design here will be all that you will actually need for the most part. On here, there might be a few, you can take this design, you can tweak it to your needs, obviously, because there are going to be some recipes that don't require 3 items, they require 4 items, they require like 2 or 3 items, or you know, anything along those lines. Most things require, looks like 3 to 4 for the most part, but there are 2 things like your power poles that only require 2 items to even build. So that's the idea behind this. This is very editable, I should say. So I have a blank piece set up, and we'll be building those as well, so we can get some automated stuff here and not just our belts. We started with the belts, but now we need the other things. First things first is we're going to finish up the proliferation section. So we have 2 things that we're going to be doing on here. Our first order of business is to get the rest of this line, to get our proliferation setup actually proliferated. Which means I need to come back here and I need to grab all of these because we need them. I should have grabbed them while I was here and I didn't think about it. Alrighty, so where we're going to put them. If you recall, I had us leave these open spaces all along here as we were building. That's because we're going to proliferate them. So now, if we grab our proliferation items, where are those kept now? Have they been... Nope, they're right here. Alrighty, so from what I understand, the orientation of where these are, which direction these are facing, doesn't matter. I tend to like to look at it this way. I think it looks nicer. And we're just going to pick a line and put them on, and we're going to put them all in the same line orientation. Just along here. We're going to skip these because they'll get proliferated as they come in. So we want this line here, and we're just going to add all of the proliferation pieces, if I put them in the right spot given. And we'll go down here, and then of course the large jump to here to our beginning line, where we'll proliferate here. Just like that. So that's our proliferation line for this. Obviously there was an update to the game, so it now shouts out flight mode as we fly. That's new. I'm going to be looking at to see if I can't get that changed at some point and go from there. Didn't I build this as a 2-tiered story? Thought I did. Oh well. Not that it really matters. It's still gonna work either way. So we'll bring that to here. And then from here, we're going to go up a level. So if you use your arrow keys, so moving around, you use your WASD keys. I don't know if I explained this or not. But if you're new to this game, you'll use your WASD keys to move around. But if you use your arrow keys, which are over by your over by the numlock, if you have one, or not your numlock, your numpad, your number pad, on most keyboards have them. If you're playing on a laptop, they don't always do. It depends on the size and style of your laptop. But if you have an external keyboard, most keyboards by default have one, but they're usually on the far right hand side. There are your arrow keys, and you can use your up and down arrow to decide your height that you're wanting these at. We only need them at the second level, so we'll just bring that along, and what we can do is just bring it in sections all the way through. And they'll just be put in place. You can see I've been clicking periodically just due to how how the lines work. They tend to, or you only have so much of a build area. That's what I'm after. You only have so much of a build area before it actually doesn't let you build further than that, because your little bots can't reach. There's also been a change where you can actually manually help place things, so you don't have to wait for your bots. So this is going to go through, and it's going to start filling up the proliferators, and it will just fill in sequence all the way to the top, and it'll start proliferating things. And eventually everything will be filled and it will back up. So we have this bottom line, and what this is designed to do is and we're going to actually come here to our splitter because we want to prioritize the side output. So before it actually starts putting anything into the ILS that we're going to be placing here, to put the proliferated items out, it's going to feed the main proliferation line. So this remains going at all times, or as often as we can, given. Worst case scenario, we add another splitter in here and force it down through an input on this side here to do that. So next order of business, of course, is the ILS. We want this to be put in place, and we're going to do the almost the exact same thing. This is going to be a dedicated ILS system for our proliferators right here. And we're going to set this is going to remote supply and locally supply. So this is going to supply our proliferators everywhere that we're going to need them. And we'll start with that. Alrighty. Now we've got that going. Our proliferators, if you'll notice, though, it takes a little while for everything to kind of sort through, but you can see here we've got the 3 lines. That means that it was proliferated, the coal was proliferated, and then our first level proliferators were proliferated, then our second level proliferators were then proliferated. So the now blue proliferators are now proliferating. Allows us to use, or allows us to make extra products, about 25% extra products. We can set it to where it reduces energy, but in all honesty, the extra products are just better. So once we get this back to actually the main ingredients for everything, it will really, really kick off. So these proliferators, as they're used, they'll be proliferated once, and then we'll have the third tier proliferators in here, and it will really start to ramp up production. It will greatly increase our resource usage and production and all that jazz. So we'll just go from there. Now, second order of business is to get our main piece up and running. A lot of this is just going to, all of our main pieces, we're just going to, from our beginning little mall, we'll just set down as is and feed those like it was, with just the basic resources that we need with some minor tweaks here and there. We'll probably end up putting that down below here if it will fit. Let me, hold on a second. I've got a blueprint of it, I'm pretty sure. Blueprints, right. 0. Down there. I had it in a different folder that I accidentally made. This right here. Yeah. Don't have a whole lot of room, so it'd probably be best to maybe put this down here and leave this room for this setup that we just created. So we will do that instead. So let's move on from there. Our next step is to proliferate everything else. And we are going to start doing that. The other thing we need these. We'll build the one for now, because all of our ILSs we're going to double as our proliferation line. We're not going to need much. So we want to request these. We want very minimal here. We probably only want 200 at least on this line. And we're going to local demand and yeah, we're just gonna leave it like that, just like that. And then of course we're going to put our one that we have in here, and it will go and grab it. And then we'll have a new line here to where if I put them in the right spots given, that's just after the meridian section, just like that. And then we'll have this line that will come out of here, go up a level, and then come all the way across to there. And then of course we want 100% from the drones. We want those coming through. We also need to look at the power issue because we're running a bit low on power. We need to go through because that's going to impact our production speed, of course. So we're probably going to address that first. Actually, switch gears here to get power. So we're going to come down here and we're going to put in our beginning line. So used to playing a different game where B is the blueprint button. Do that, and I need to get that. So we're going to grab this and we're going to come bring this down right here. And that's just our line.
Mineral depleted.
Actually, you know what? No, we're going to just... There we go. We're going to just make our own here as well for each one. It's just going to be easier, I think, for us to do. So let's do that. So we want... Wrong button once again. Here we want our multi-function assembly lines, which are these right here. And we want to put these really as close together as we possibly can. Here we have sections in the center to proliferate. And we'll just build a few of them here to get what we need. So I'll go ahead and build this and get these going. And I will see you on the other side. So what will take me probably good 30-40 minutes to do, you will see here in like 10 seconds.